Aries, welcome to your weekly reading for August the 29th to September the 4th. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, keeping in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements because you could have messages there as well. All right, Aries, let's see. What is the energy around the week ahead for Aries? The energy around the week ahead for Aries. We see co-create coming out. Message in a bottle by the book. Let's see the whole story here. All right. Truth be told, the fates by the book. Message in a bottle and co-create. So, Aries, taking all of this in together sort of makes me feel like you're moving towards something this week. You've got card 14 and 15 in a very well shuffled deck. So I feel like you're moving towards an honest conversation. There's an honest conversation taking place here. And then on the other end of this, you've also got something moving that feels like you're about to collaborate consciously here. And it's not going to be a typical path. So it feels like you're going to start collaborating to create something that you were meant to do. Okay, it's fated. Something fated is moving here. It could involve a conversation that is going to reveal some truth to you. And it also feels like it's going to involve sort of an unexpected, unique course of action that could end up really putting you in the spot where you're going to be able to create something, but it's not like a traditional or conventional thing. It's not like, you submit a resume, you apply for a job, you get an interview and you get that job. Very typical traditional way of sort of getting a job. It's nothing like that. This feels like sort of almost like a quest. It's almost like you're going on a quest. And it's going to bring in truth, and it's also going to put you in the right place at the right time on purpose to sort of begin co-creating something with others, with the energy around you, actually. It's interesting. It's almost like you're going to be on this unconventional path, and it's going to lead you somewhere, but I wonder how this plays into it. This idea of there being sort of a moment of communication that reveals truth to you. Perhaps there is a connection here that we'll understand greater when we look at the tarot cards. But it sort of feels like this is all fated for you, Aries. You're going on some kind of a quest. You're going down a new pathway that's going to be very revealing to you. It's going to really show you the truth about something. And I feel like that truth has a big significance in this co-creation energy that's coming through in your reading. Let's see what was on the bottom of this deck. Unfinished symphony. So you could find yourself returning to something, Aries. You could find yourself taking sort of a unique journey to get back to something and then really work on it in a new way. So Aries could be moving back towards something that they, maybe something you used to do, something that maybe you did as a hobby is going to become a little bit more than a hobby. I feel like there is a communication involved here. So you might have a communication with another person, or it's almost like you're going to be communicating. You're going to be communicating in this new pathway that you're it seems like you're going to be closing up some loose ends, maybe from something in the past. Or maybe something that, like I said, something you used to do and now you're going to do it again, but in a new way, in a way that feels more authentic, in a way that feels more truthful. Let's see what the tarot cards will show us for Aries. There's definitely something unconventional about this. There's the Strength card. So that shows me that you've got a lot of courage, that you've got a lot of confidence. There's the Page of Swords and the Empress coming through as well. So you really have done something to sort of unify your senses. Your body, mind, and soul are sort of integrating something here that has created a confidence in you. And you're not, it's interesting. This Page of Swords is sort of showing me that you are communicating in a new way. And so seeing Truth Be Told and Message in the Bottle in the first set of cards, this is really reinforcing that some part of this new journey that you're going on involves communication. So you might already be someone that is a speaker of some kind, or you may need, it'll be different, right? So take this how it fits for you. You might need to have a really honest conversation with somebody. You might need to have, you might need to have a really honest conversation with somebody, and it's like you're ready for it now. You're ready to have that conversation. You feel grounded, you feel secure, you feel confident, and you're ready to have this conversation with love. When I see that Empress, you're not feeling triggered anymore. You're ready to have this conversation in an honest way. And I feel like it's going to take you down a journey that you're meant to have with that Fated card. Let's see here. We've got the Four of Wands and the Fool. So very interesting. You're definitely going on a journey here. This is a new beginning, and it might be coming from an ending that never really got resolved in the past. And it's interesting. It may have transformed just enough for you to be able to sort of have a look at it again, but from a fresh perspective. Very interesting. Very interesting. I feel like you might be carrying some worry. I saw the Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So there may be a part of you sort of feeling nervous about this, but only insofar as you're telling yourself. And I think that nervousness could be because this is not going to be a typical sort of traditional path that you're going to walk. And seeing the Fool tells me that you need to be able to take a leap of faith. And so when I see that Nine of Swords there, followed by the Eight of Swords in a very well shuffled deck, that tells me you've spent a lot of time thinking about this, Aries. You're ready to go for it, but there is some doubt still sitting in your mind and some worry, and it's interesting. You may have, you're not going to believe this, but there's the 7 as well. So you've got the 9, the 8, and the 7 of Swords. I like that they're coming out in reverse in the sense of the order of the numbers, 9, 8, 7, because that tells me that you could be moving towards understanding that whatever it is that you're telling yourself in your mind could be an illusion. It's like we're working back from 9, 8, 7. And you're really being guided to take a leap of faith, to stay confident, to trust this new way of understanding things, this truth that you're telling yourself almost, I think is really trying to guide you towards taking a leap of faith towards something that's not conventional, and to almost set aside these worries that you have, because you might be, telling yourself a story that's very limited. And that limited story, King of Cups in reverse, could be leaving you in a place where your emotions could sort of stop you in your tracks. I feel like you're definitely moving towards something that's going to require some determination, some focus. It's going to require you to stay in the now and to not necessarily look around you, because that's just going to make you feel a little bit paranoid, and that again could stop you in your tracks. You might be feeling like you're procrastinating because of some of these thoughts that you have, but you're really being guided to go for it. I feel like seeing co-create is showing me that you're you're going to receive some support along the way. It's almost like as you put one foot in front of the other, even if you can't see what's ahead, you need to just trust that you're being supported here. This, we've got the Judgment card here, which I really feel like this could lead to something that is fated. Like we saw, this is something that's going to clear up any feelings of being stuck that you may have. And I think you're ultimately going to have to make a decision here about where you want to sort of invest your energy and your time and your resources, Aries. And is it going back to something from the past, or is it taking the road? This reading almost feels like, are you going to take the safe road that doesn't feel fulfilling to you? Or are you going to take the road that requires a leap of faith that might be a little bit less sort of known to you, a road that you've never traveled before? But I feel like that road that you've never taken before is the one that you're being guided towards right now, Aries. And it's almost like you have to trust without seeing around the corner right now. And that might be hard for you to do. You might be tempted to go back to something that wasn't very fulfilling, but it was safe. You know what I mean? And I'm sort of feeling that for you. But at the same time, it's almost like these worries that are in your head could just be worries that are in your head, and they may not be based on anything. I see the Four of Wands, the Fool, the Empress. Your first row is really trying to move you towards this new beginning. Your subsequent rows are revealing to me that you're moving towards not only a new beginning, but there could be like this sort of spiritual awakening that you're moving towards, this new understanding of your circumstance, of life, of your own path. And I feel like right now you could be procrastinating on moving towards this new beginning because you feel stuck energetically. You feel a little bit stuck, and there's no wonder, because 9, 8, 7 of Swords, you're in the part of the sword story that is the hardest, right? You're burning out. You could be burning out, and you might not even realize how close you are to sort of that burnout feeling when I see this 9 of Wands as well. Let's see here. What does Aries need to surrender or surrender to in order to feel ready for this new timeline, Aries? Okay, I got 2 cards coming out for you. Interesting. Surrender to your soul's path and surrender to prayer. This definitely feels like you're being guided down a path here, and it's one that you haven't taken yet. And I feel like that's exactly what's happening in your reading. You're really being guided to surrender to this path. It says here, your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. Surrender to your soul's path. Yeah, I really feel like you are being guided, and it's not a path you have taken. This is going to involve a leap of faith, And we also see surrender to prayer. Give yourself completely over to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and an answer will support. And answers and support will arrive. Sorry, I read that wrong. So this is very interesting. This could be the truthful communication that we see here, is that you need to sort of truthfully pray, say the truth out loud about what it is that you're, praying from your heart for. And then it's almost like after that, surrender to the path that is illuminated for you. Free yourself from these worries. Free yourself from the energy of comparing yourself to others, or procrastinating, or feeling like you can't be calm, that you can't be on an inner level feeling calm and peaceful. I feel like this stuck energy that you might be feeling right now needs prayer and surrender to the path ahead, even if it's unfamiliar and you've never walked down it before, Aries. This is a very interesting reading. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I'm looking forward to reading for you again very soon. Take care. Have a great week. And I'm sending you so much love and light, my friends.